because you had a drum beat when they first started that song. Could y'all do that one more time? It was at the beginning. It felt like a march to me. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I heard. That's what I heard when we first started. And I know that they've been trying to stir up some women and some men in this room. But ladies, I'm just believing that we already in the place. I know we get tired. Trina was right, we get tired. But when I hear that, it makes me feel like an army is rising up. And sometimes we don't march. It may not look like they want it to look. But guess what, ladies? We still coming. We still standing. We still fighting. And so every now and then I hear something in my spirit that said, march on, sis. Keep going, sis. You got it, sis. Make it work. And so we're here for revival. I know they've been trying to get y'all up, but I'm believing that it only going to take a little bit for us to set a fire in this place. Brothers, I'm glad that you're in the room because we got some work to do on tonight. And I'm just feeling like we got some women in this room. I want them to feel us all up and down Rancho. I want us to feel us all up and down Cheyenne. Let's take this whole north side for what we're going to do in this place on tonight. So we're going to get, I appreciate that march. I like a good rumble. I like to create a storm when I'm getting ready to preach because things happen. There it is. Because things happen in a storm. Things happen in a storm. Things are blown about in a storm. We can stir up something in a storm. And so I'm just believing one body that we didn't come out here for nothing. I didn't. I believe that your leaders, that Pastor Burns and Lady Burns have set us up on tonight. And if you're with me, then I want us to be in this place together because there's no entertainment in the room on tonight. There's no show that's going to happen in this space on tonight. This is us and we're going to be together. And so let me get everything out of the way. Thank you, brother. But that's my little brother, y'all. That's my real brother. We got the same mama and daddy. That's my real brother. That is Pastor Manor. I honor you, Pastor Burns and Lady Burns, and all of the ministers in the house. Thank you for the invitation. I thank you that you all have come out for revival. Lady Burns called and she said, we need revival. We need something to be stirred up in the house. And it's so funny, Lady Burns, because we just came out of revival. We was feeling the same thing, so it must be something in the body. But I'm grateful that God has us on one accord, that we can come and help one another out. Because we had somebody come in, and now God is sending me out. And so here we are, one body. For the members of this church, this is revival for you. For those who have come to visit, you're in the right place at the right time because this is revival for you. I want you to say thank you to your leaders. Thank you because they are so mindful of you to do this for you, to look at the body and know this is what we need. And so they have set something up for you. This is God's desire for you. You got shepherds that's looking out for you. That's not just pushing you, keep going, keep going. No, they decided we need a revival. We need something else. And so I appreciate Aisha and I appreciate Trina because they talked about what revival is. And so Aisha, I looked it up too. And this is what I want you to know what revival is because I want us to be together. Revival is translated translated in the Hebrew, kaya. It is kaya. It is to live, to have life. But not only to live and have life, but it is for you to remain alive. It is not for you to feel something on tonight and then go home and say, last night was good. No, but it is for you to stay alive, to be alive, and to remain alive. It's a stirring that is going to happen in this room on tonight, and it is revival. Somebody say revival. This is revival. Not just that you're still alive, that blood is pumping through your veins, but that you have a renewed passion, that you have a zeal for life, that you say to yourself, I believe I can run on. I believe I can say another day. I believe I can do it again. God, we are here for revival. God, we are here for revival. Woo. We're going to get into it on tonight. But I'm not doing this by myself. There are two things that we need in this room on tonight. There's two things. We need agreement and we need expectation. We need agreement and we need expectation. Again, there is no show in this room. Agreement means that we have come to an understanding about what's going to go on in this place. There's the agreement. We have an agreement that we are here to seek God and nobody else. We have an agreement of what is going to happen. And so we need agreement. We have come to an understanding of why we're here. We're not here to look and see. We're here for God. And then what is your responsibility in this room? Agreement. And then your responsibility is to have an expectation. What is it that you want? What did you come into this place for? Not an expectation of me, not the praise team. I'm not just here to look around, but I have an expectation of God. What God wants to do and how He wants to move. What He wants to say. And I want some people to say that I came here for something and I'm not leaving until I get it. I don't care if they turning out the lights. I don't know if they're pushing you out the door. But Pastor Burst, I'm not leaving until I get what I came for. I don't have time to waste. I'm too old for that, brother. I just had a birthday. And one thing that I know is I don't have any more time to waste. And so an agreement and an expectation. I'm not leaving this room until I get what I came for. Expectation is a strong belief that something will happen. Your expectation should be up to believe that something will happen. I want you to know that your expectation, it moves Jesus. It pushes Him. I don't know about you, but I have the audacity to push Jesus. I have the audacity to pull on Him. But what? I got proof that this expectation, it moves Jesus. I had the woman with the issue of blood. She had an expectation, Liz, that something is going to happen. If I can just press my way, you already out here, you might as well stay in the press. She had an expectation that if I could just touch Him, something will happen in this place. And then there was a blind Bartimaeus. Y'all know him sitting by the side of the road, and he heard Jesus coming, and he had an expectation, and so he started yelling, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. I don't know about you, but that expectation, it moved Jesus. It caused him to stop. It caused Jesus to stand still. It caused Jesus to stand still. I don't know if anybody got a yell in this room on tonight that'll make Jesus stand still. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on us. I don't know. Y'all shy. I ain't gonna be cute on tonight. Jesus, Son of David, here's my expectation in the room on tonight. It moves him. If you have an expectation. And then there was one more, y'all. We got to have proof. I don't want us just screaming for nothing. I don't want us hollering for nothing. But we got proof. Proof that if you get in the press, he responds. Proof that if you yell, he responds. Proof that if you kneel down before him, he responds. There was that Canaanite woman too. And she started crying out. She had an expectation, y'all. Something is going to happen. And so she started following Jesus around because she needed him to heal her daughter. And they was like, Jesus, why don't you go ahead and send her away? And she just kept on crying. And she kept on following them. And then she got out before them and kneeled down in front of Jesus and asked for him to help her. And she I think he called her a dog because I didn't come here to help you. And she said, but I'll even take the crumbs. Jesus, I'll take the crumbs. Those crumbs. There's something going to happen in those crumbs. I'll even take the crumbs. I don't know if I got somebody desperate enough in this room on tonight. Gotta say, I'll even take the crumbs. I'll even take the crumbs, Jesus. So we don't get in the press. We don't yell. We don't cry. We don't kneel before him. Why? Because I got an expectation. I can't show out in front of nobody. I can't do it for somebody to look at me. Miss Trina mentioned our workout class. One of the things that we learned in our workout class is there ain't nobody in this room but me. If your neighbor is being awfully stiff, if your neighbor ain't ready to be revived or resuscitated, oh, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, Pastor Verse, but I don't want to sit next to a dead man. Take a look. Take a look. I don't want to sit next to a dead man. I am here to be revived. And so I want you to get your expectation of what is it in your life that needs to be revived? Is it your health that needs to be revived? Is it your marriage? Is it someone in your family? Is it your passion for life? Is it your relationship with God? Something is going to happen in this room. So let's get in the press and let's yell for Jesus and let's kneel before him. Let's come into agreement. Everybody in the room has a responsibility in the room. Look at somebody and say, don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging. Get your expectation up. Don't leave me hanging. Because something will happen in this room on tonight. All right, let's sit down for a moment. We're going to get into the message. Woo. Y'all feel better? Y'all feel better? Woo, somebody say revival. Revival. That's what we come after on tonight. And so we're going to read starting in Genesis 16, 1 through 6. If it is your custom to stand, I know I told y'all to sit down. I'm acting like Trina. I done got hyped up now. If it is your custom to stand, we're going to read Genesis 16, 1 through 6 in the New International Version. And it says, now Sarai, Abram's wife, had borne him no children, but she had an Egyptian slave named Hagar. So she said to Abram, the Lord has kept me from having children. Go sleep with my slave. Perhaps I can build a family through her. Abram agreed to what Sarai said. So after Abram had been living in Canaan 10 years, Sarai, his wife, took her Egyptian slave Hagar and gave her to her husband to be his wife. He slept with Hagar and she conceived. When she knew she was pregnant, she began to despise her mistress. Then Sarai said to Abram, you are responsible for the wrong I am suffering. Ooh, look at the blame game now. You are responsible for the wrong I am suffering. I put my slave in your arms, and now that she knows she is pregnant, she despises me. May the Lord judge between you and me. I want y'all to know that's not a good thing when people say that. He better watch it because I might get you. God better watch between me and you because I might jump on you. And so she told her husband, may the Lord judge between you and me. Your slave is in your hands, Abram said. Do with her whatever you think best. Then Sarai mistreated Hagar, so she fled from her. I want to take for a title for a few moments on tonight, the same title of this revival, Broken, but in his hands. You may have your seats. In this passage of scripture, we find Sarai, who was later renamed Sarah, and Sarai is the wife of Abram, later to be renamed Abraham. Abraham and Sarah have been given a promise by God. God has promised to make Abraham the father of many nations. It would be through Abraham that God's people Israel would come. God said to Abraham, I will make your offspring as numerous as the stars in the sky. A great people, Abraham, will come from you. This is the promise of God. There was just one problem. Sarah and Abraham had no children. Father of a great nation, offspring so numerous as the stars. How could it be? There was just one problem. Sarah and Abraham had no children. They were trying, but it wasn't working. Year over year they tried it, and year after year nothing happened. Still no child. It had been 14 years since God promised them a son. Have you ever been in the wait for something? Have you ever received a promise from God? And it is 14 years later, and they're still trying, but there is still no response to the promise that God had given them. You feel like it's going to happen, and the prophet called you out and told you it was going to happen, and you've been praying for it, but still nothing has happened. You waited and believed, and you prayed and you cried and you cried and you prayed, and still nothing happened. This is where Sarah was, and she got tired of waiting. She came up with a plan. I don't know how many of us have ever gotten tired of waiting on God, and we come up with a plan. We get impatient, we get tired of waiting, and we decide that we are going to help God do what he said that he was going to do. This is where Sarah was. Sarah, she came up with a plan. God's taking too long. Sarah told her husband that this is not working, this is not happening, and she must have thought, I'm getting old. This is just taking too long to have children. She said, I'll have my maidservant. I'll have her become your wife. I'll have you sleep with her. I'll have y'all conceive a child. I'll have that child be our heir. That child that we came up with, that'll be the child that God was talking about. He'll be the one that will be our heir. So Abraham, husband, you go sleep with her. And Abraham said, fellas, as so many times we do, yes, dear. And Abraham went in and he slept with Hagar, and they conceived a child. But then Hagar, the maidservant, started to despise Sarah. She didn't like her. She thought of her of low value. Why do we need you here, Sarah, if me and Abraham can have the kids? If my son's going to be the heir? I don't know if that's what she was thinking. But she said she despised her. I wonder why she started to despise her. I'm the one carrying the baby. I'm the one making it happen. And so it says that Hagar, she began to dislike. She thought of her of a low value. She mistreated Sarah. And first Sarah blamed this mistreatment on her husband, but it was really the mess that Sarah made. But Abraham got the blame. I don't know if you in the room that you created a mess all by yourself, but you want to blame everybody else for what you did. This is what Sarah did. Like, this is your fault, husband. And then she started to blame Hagar, and she started to mistreat her back. You gonna mistreat me? I'm gonna mistreat you. Mistreated her so bad that Hagar ran off from Sarah. I want to talk about 3 types of brokenness that I see right here in this passage. I want to talk about broken by self, broken by others, and broken by God. Broken by self, broken by others, and broken by God. Brokenness. Brokenness means having been fractured, smashed, and shattered, or damaged, no longer in one piece. Broken. Fractured, smashed, shattered, no longer in one piece. Broken by self, by others, and by God. First, we find in this story Sarah broken by self. She created a whole mess by not waiting on God. She made a decision, got a husband involved, and then blamed him for the whole thing. And then was broken when Hagar, the maidservant, started to despise her. She was broken by the mess that she made. You created this mess. Nobody did anything to you, Sarah. And even further broken when God later said to her, after her plan, God let her know, my plan is still in place. Broken by self. Some of us are the same as Sarah. We did it. It was our fault. Whether it was intentional or accident, we are broken and fractured and shattered of our own doing. It was you. You did do it. You didn't wait for God. You did get impatient. You did talk too much. You did that. You should have never said nothing about it. You betrayed the secrecy. You gossiped about somebody. You created your own brokenness. You did betray someone. They told you something and you talked about it later. You did step out on your spouse. Yes, you did. You created this brokenness. You did eat too much. You broke yourself. You broke your heart. You broke your blood pressure. You broke your blood sugar. Oh, I know. Oh, my God, Pastor, what are you talking about? You broke yourself. You're the reason. It was your lack of exercise. Oh, man, I didn't get up and go for the walk. You broke yourself. Nobody did it. It was you who broke yourself. You drank too much. You smoked too much. You stayed too long. It was you. You mistreated people. And now you mad because you're by yourself. You broke yourself. You was mean. And you was angry. And you pushed people away. You broke yourself. It was no one's fault but my own. The broken self. And then there's broken by others. This is Hagar. Y'all, she was a slave. She had to do what they told her to do. She She didn't have a choice to say, I'm not sleeping with him. I don't know what would have happened to her if she would have said, I am not doing what y'all said. She was broken by Sarah. She was broken by someone else. And even once she had her son, it wouldn't be her son. Her son was going to be their son. He was going to be the heir to get everything. Sarah broke her. Sarah wasn't thinking about Hagar. Sarah was only thinking about herself. We need a son. We need to feel this promise. We need an heir. Let's get it from her. But then she was mistreated. She was broken by somebody else. She didn't have a choice in it. She was despised for it. You broke me, and now you're going to be mean to me? You broke me, and now you're treating me like this? Yeah, Hagar did get an attitude. She did start treating her funny. But I wonder how many of us in the room have been broken by others. Broken in family, broken in childhood, broken by a predator, broken by a bully. I don't know how many of us have been broken by others. What were we to do? It was out of our control. Broken from your job, broken from leaders in the ministry. Oh, it's real. Oh, God, somebody else broke me. And now I have to deal with this brokenness. Now I'm shattered and I'm smashed and now I'm crushed and now I'm no longer in one piece because I've been broken by others. And then there's broken by God. Oh my goodness. Sarah was broken by God. She had a promise from God. He said he would give her and her husband a child. She waited. And she waited. And she waited. And she tried. And she tried. And still, God, where's the promise? You said you was going to give this to me. You said we would have this. And now Sarah's, she's broken. She waited 10 years for this. She kept going back. It was God who didn't speak up sooner. It was God who made her desperate. She got desperate for the answer. She got scared for the answer. I'm getting too old to get it done. God, I must do something. She was broken by God. He didn't answer. God sent her through this trial. God sent her through this test. How do we know it was God? Because he said he was going to do it, but he didn't give us the timeline. And I don't know how many of you are in this room. God, you said you were going to do it, but when are you going to do it? I'm still waiting. Oh, God, I feel broken by you. I feel crushed in spirit. I'm embarrassed before my peers. I've been waiting for this promise. Oh, God, when are you going to send what you said that you were going to do? And I don't know if you're in this room that you feel like you have been broken by God. God, when are you going to come through? God, why my son? Why not somebody else's son? Why did we have to go through that? Why my family? Why are we poor and broke down? God, where's your promise? I thought you said you'd be here. I thought you were provision. You said, God, but now I feel broke. Now I feel like I'm in a struggle because you're not doing what they say you can do. Aren't you Jehovah Jireh? Aren't you Jehovah Shalom? Aren't you the Prince of Peace? Why am I so confused? Why don't I have any peace? God, I feel broken by you. Why are you not opening the doors? You said you would open the doors. I'm broken. I feel broken by God. Why my marriage? I look at everybody else's marriage. Why my marriage? Why am I sick? Aren't you a healer? Didn't you say you would heal the sick? I waited. I'm still waiting. God, aren't you the healer? God, my faith. I'm trying to keep it intact. I'm trying to stand past it so that my faith don't fail. It wasn't me. And it wasn't the others. This is you, God. I know you could do something. But you're not doing it. Broken by God. I found 3 forms of brokenness in this story. Broken for harm, broken for openness, and broken for purpose. Broken for harm, broken for openness, broken for purpose. And so Sarah, she has broken herself. She's assisted in breaking others. She's been broken by God. But broken by harm. That's what she did to Hagar. I want y'all to understand what broken by harm is a malicious intent. It's a selfish intent. And some of us were broken for harm. They didn't mean us no good. It was not an accident. You was just done wrong, just done dirty. It was broken by harm. Some people in our lives, they just hurt us for no reason. And so we have been broken by harm. But I know that happens to all of us. Or we've heard of it. We've been near it. That people just was no good. And they broke you for harm, for hurt, to damage your reputation for whatever reason. It was to harm you. But then I also see in this story, broken for openness. Sarah was broken for openness. He had to crush her, Pastor Rene. He had to get Sarah out of Sarah. He had to crush her. She was in the way. Her pride was in the way. What I think I can do was in the way. Her plan was in the way. Her intellect, I can be God in this moment. Let me figure it out. He had to crush Sarah out of Sarah. He had to get her out of the way. He had to crush her open. He had to tell her, you are not as powerful as I am. You are not as smart as I am. You don't know me like that, Sarah. For you to step into my plan. He said, I'm going to crush you, Sarah. To openness. I need you to be open to what I want to do. I need you to be open to my time frame. I need you to be open to my will. And so we're wondering, God, why did Sarah have to wait so long? He said it was me breaking Sarah out of Sarah. It was me. It was me showing her who God is. And that she's absolutely no match for me. I'm not breaking you, Sarah, out of Sarah. Woo. I don't know if you're in this room And if you feel like you're in a breaking right now, like, God, what in the world is going on? Could it be that God is breaking you out of you? Could it be that he's breaking you open? Could it be that you had to be smashed so that he could get you open, so that you could receive that which God has for you? I'm sorry, Sarah, but you're in the way. I'm sorry, Sarah. Somebody in here, but you're mad with God. You're mad with everybody because you're going through a thing, but you put your own name in there. But for now, I'm just going to call you Sarah. I'm sorry, Sarah, but you're going to go through this because, Sarah, you won't humble yourself. Sarah, you keep pulling other people into your plan. Sarah, you keep blaming everybody else. But God is breaking you, Sarah, to make you open to your faith, to his plan, to what he wants to do, to his voice. Can you hear me now, Sarah? Oh, crushing, smashing, openness. I need you open, Sarah. You're too closed off to your plan. You're too closed off to yourself. You're too closed off to what you want to have done. And so sometimes we are broken for openness. And then we are broken for purpose. Oh, Sarah. It was bigger than you having a baby. God had purpose. Do y'all know we still walking in Sarah's obedience? Do y'all know that there is a people that went before us because of Sarah and Abraham? He was crushing her, breaking her for purpose. Do you understand that there is a higher call on your life? Stop making it so personal. Stop making it all about me. God said that I have a move for you that's going to send you into purpose. But I got to break you to get you to purpose because you think you know your purpose. You think you're too old for purpose. You think you're too young for purpose. You're too smart for God's purpose. I already got the intellect. God, I already know what I'm supposed to do. God said, oh, you already know? That means I need to break you. She said, show you stuff. I need to break you for purpose. For everybody that's chasing money. And you're wondering why. Woo. Let me tell you this. I want you to be careful. For everybody that's chasing money. And that money is your main thing. Money is the thing that drives you. Money is the thing that gets you up in the morning. For everybody who says it's money, it's my lifestyle, it's what I do. I want you to know that I can bear witness till that money drying up. No door will open. No dollar will flow through. God said, let me break you out of this. Let me break you out of your little gods so I can show you who's really God. Let me break you into purpose. Let me direct you. And for everybody who said, can't nobody tell you nothing, God is trying to send you a people in your life that will help walk you into purpose. Oh, y'all, I've been that person. Pastor Burst, could nobody tell me nothing. God gonna have to tell me himself. But he sent me some people that will say this way to purpose, this way to purpose. And I had to give up my resisting. And I had, if I wanted purpose, also ran. Didn't reach purpose. Didn't even come, wasn't even striving for it. At least that third place, they were striving for it. But then there's the also, I just also ran. No place, no marker. I was on my own. I guess I came in. You know what? I don't even know if they came in. They just also ran. That's what you do when you won't allow God to break you into purpose. You all, it's an honor for God to choose you. It's an honor for him to take you out of yourself. It's an honor for you to be crushed up. Miss Trina, I know it's been a hard week. I don't know what's going on, but I want you to understand that God got you. It might be a little breaking. He might be trying to open you up. He might be trying to send you further, ma'am, into your purpose for what God has for you next. There is also broken for harm, broken for openness, and broken for purpose. And we see all of these in Sarah's story. There was some breaking for harm, there was some breaking for openness, and there was some breaking for purpose. Oh, I want you to look at Sarah, and I want you to tell somebody, but that's not where the story ends. Yeah, they went in there, had a baby with the servant. They did. Yeah, she got mad, and the servant got mad at her, and these two women got into it, and the servant fled. But that's not where the story ends. And then there was something more, because God was still in it. All of this was intentional. Breaking Sarah for openness. Breaking Sarah for purpose. God did not leave Sarah broken. Y'all, he did bless them with a son. Yes, he did. He still honored their first son. He didn't leave them like that. God did exactly what he said. Sarah and Abraham, they did walk into purpose. They are the matriarch and patriarch of the children of Israel. They did do it after breaking her for openness, for purpose. He broke her. It was hard for Sarah. The Hagar ran away to slave. Then she came back. God sent her back. She still had the baby. Hagar had to live there with Sarah. Sarah had to deal with Hagar. Sarah had to deal with her husband loving this son. 14 years later, after Ishmael is Hagar's son. 14 years later, after the brokenness, Sarah was open enough to say, all right, God, I'm going to go in this tent with my 89, 90-year-old self. She was 65 when they started. I'm going to go in this tent with Abraham, who's 100 years old, and she's 90. But she was broken. What else is she going to do? Purpose was right before her. And so in her openness, she went on in that tent with Abraham. And the Bible said, and they did what you do in the tent. And it worked this time. And Sarah, with her 90-year-old self, had a baby. God's promise. Her faith was so open that she walked right into purpose. She was so open that she did what God called her. She was so open that when you flip over the Hebrews and you find this hall of faith, guess who's in there? Sarah's in the hall of faith. Sarah that messed up. Sarah that had her own plan. Sarah that blamed her husband. Sarah that got mad. Sarah is in the hall of faith. Why? Because God broke her open to faith. She is commended for her faith. Oh, I want somebody to know that somebody who had broke themselves, somebody that's been broken by others, somebody that's been broken by God, God says, I'm not going to leave you like this. He didn't leave Sarah like this. She became open and she became willing. I don't know who's in this room that's ready to say, oh God, I think I'm ready to be open. Oh God, I'm ready to step into purpose. God, whatever it is that you need me to do, I know it's been a long time. But God says, I'm not going to leave you like this. This is not where the story ends. You know how I know? Because the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. You know how I know? Because he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. You know how I know? Because he said, I will never leave you and I will never forsake you. You know how I know? Because where can I go from your spirit, God? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, you are there. If I sail on the far side of the sea, you are there. Even there, God, your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me, and the light become light around me, even in the darkness, it will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day. Where darkness is as light, oh God, to you. Oh God, you're not going to leave me because you are near the brokenhearted. He gives you a promise for everyone who has been broken. That's why Sarah could end up in the Faith Hall of Fame. That's why Sarah is walking around with her son. That's why Sarah, at 90 years old, she did have that baby because she stepped into faith with him. And so I want you to know one body. And I want you to know everybody that's in this room, that brokenness brings revival. Broken, but in his hands. Sarah was broken, but she was never out of, even with all that she did, she was still in his hands. Even though she was going her own way, God was still pulling her in. Even though she didn't understand the breaking, God was saying, it's me, Sarah. Ooh. Somebody that's going through a hard time right now. Hear God saying, it's me. I'm breaking you open. I'm breaking you for purpose. I know you're tired. I know it's been a lot. I know it's been a lot going on. But God says, I come for you, one body. And because Lady Bird sent the invitation out, she didn't close it to only one body. To everybody that's in this room, I pray your expectation is up. I pray that you need something from God. I pray that you didn't come here to pretend. I pray that you didn't come just because. And even if you did, I pray that your heart is changed right now. Because I need something. I need this healing. I need to be open. Everybody that's stuck in your own way. I pray for the brokenness of God to be broken before him. Y'all, I've been through a breaking by God. And that's a hard thing. Because I felt like, Sarah, God, why don't you do something? Why don't you do something? And I remember driving in my car one night and I'm like, what is happening? Why don't you do something? And the only thing he said is, this is me. This is me. And so he let me know that what I was fighting through, that he had it. Even though it didn't feel like it. Even though it didn't end that night. Even though I had to press my way through it.
Join us at One Body in Christ Christian Church, where there's something for everyone each Sunday. Start your day with Prep Hour at 9 a.m., where we dive deep into the Word and prepare our hearts for the day. Then, experience the power of community and faith at our worship service at 10 a.m. Come as you are and be uplifted through worship and a powerful message. Can't make it in person? No problem. Tune in to our virtual church every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for an online service that brings the church to your home. Keep up with everything happening by staying connected through our family text. If you're not receiving messages, please update your membership information today. Download the One Body app. With the app, you can watch sermons, submit prayer requests, check the church calendar, and give your tithes and offerings all in one convenient place. Get Up Right Morning Drive Devotional. Start your day with a morning devotional every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Get ready to dive into God's Word. This series will help you build a stronger faith, stand firm when life gets tough, and walk in victory no matter what comes your way. Don't miss it. Come ready to grow, learn, and strengthen your faith. Bring a friend and let's grow together. Join us for prayer every Tuesday at 7:15 p.m. Dial 339-209-5600. Tune in every Wednesday at 8 p.m. for a quick and uplifting word from Pastor Don. The men of One Body meet every first and third Saturday at 10 a.m. Ladies, you are invited to join us for a time of fellowship, encouragement, and spiritual growth every first and third Thursday of the month. This is a great opportunity to connect with other women, share in uplifting discussions, and strengthen your walk with God. Join our praise team. This is a wonderful opportunity to use your God-given talents to lead the congregation in heartfelt worship and grow spiritually alongside a community of passionate believers. No experience is required, just a heart for worship and a willingness to serve. Interested? See Sister Trina Knight for more details and how to get involved. Let's raise our voices together and make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Join our team. We're looking for dedicated ushers and greeters to serve. If you're interested, please connect with Sister Angie Hamler for more details. Get ready for a slam dunk of generosity. Join us on March 30th for our March Madness April finale fundraiser. Wear your favorite team jersey and show your spirit. Donate double your shoe size, because giving is always a winning play. Let's team up to make a difference. See Sister Janella Green for details. Come and be part of a powerful move of faith at our citywide baptismal service on Sunday, April 13th at 9 a.m. Whether you're taking this step for the first time or recommitting your life, this is your moment. For more details, see Pastor Manor or Sister Daisy. Don't miss this life-changing experience. Your generosity helps us continue our mission to serve, uplift, and spread the love of Christ. Giving is easy and convenient. Visit our website or app to make a secure donation anytime, anywhere. Scan our QR code to give instantly. Or simply text the word GIVE to 702-745-2348 and follow the prompts. That concludes your announcements. God bless you, family. We look forward to seeing you throughout the week. Stay encouraged, stay connected, and let's continue to grow together in faith. Have a blessed week.